Here is parts from my old navigator holder, and I'm going to do from this old plastic parts holder for my cell phone. Patrick's garage. And here is a lot of plastic parts from which we can figure out something useful. You see, I bought this holder with two springs inside, and we need to find appropriate screw to fixing it to our holder, and one screw will be enough to connect them. And yes, will be better to order it ahead of time. Yes, I have to admit that I'm so cheap that I want to save a little bit money, so I bought this because of that only. Yes, this holder could have broken, but it will be under the dashboard. So anyway, it falls down on the dashboard. And now I'm trying to figure out this plate to make holder. We can disassemble them, and for it I'm going to connect by this screw. This is holder which I bought. Anyway, we're going to make hole. So I just going to find appropriate bolt with thread. This is bolt, this screw will be flashed on the surface. This is what we need. Otherwise, if it will be not at the surface, we can swing it out. Yes, that's been done as a holder for navigator. It's more bigger in size than cell phone. Yes, it's done, but we need redone it somehow. And very easy to work with plastic. You can drilling it, you can cut it with knife. And here is we need to make hole for our screw. And I would be really iffy if it will last forever. But it can work for a while. I can tell you right away these holders can't working forever. So if you can repair it, you don't need to buy the new one. Why buy it? These type of plastic holders have been around so long that we can accumulate them for parts, and then we can making something from them. I bought this holder for navigator more than a decade ago, that's for sure. So all these holders tried and true. And here is our screw which we want to build in this connection. This will our securing screw. Just a little bit honing the edge of hole. So I want this cap should be flashed with surface. So they made these holders decades ago. Now we're going to make a holder, a very good holder from this bunch of plastic. And if you want to make this holder, first you need to find the parts, these plastic parts from which you want to make this holder. I'd rather personally to connect these parts together for one holder good condition than to buy the new one again, which will broke. And here is a screw which flashed on the surface, and his head not stick. This holder will not look as holder which worth money, and it probably worth nothing. So nobody going to stealing them. But yes, cell phone we will take away all the time. So you see that from crap we can make the holder. And I doubt if that's the problem for anybody. Thief comes by and what he see self-made cheap holder for cell phone. So probably he decided that there is no valuable inside the car. So if they see this cheap made holder, they're gonna walk on to another place, finding something more interesting. At any rate, will be better to not parking on unguarded locations. These plastic parts was stored by years, and not right away I decided to do something with them. There is only these screws which we were able to attain, and what's the point to buy something else? So we need to adapt these screws somehow. So I just don't want to store this plastic, unusable plastic as looks anymore. So I want to use this plastic and not waste more money for new holder. And there is no any ulterior motives to doing this. But head of screw, a little bit hamper. And more than this is thread not appropriate. Really not this size matches. And here is another screw, but with head more bigger than we need, but with thread which matches for our holder. The same diameters of threads, but they different. Threads different. Screws the same diameter, but threads different. And these differences between threads can be pretty perplexing. Truly say, I was hoped that it will be somehow holding this, but now we see that this is undoable. So we need now to adapt this screw with big head because we have no anything else. Maybe I'm sure that will be better to check it in advance. So I'm not made sure that I used appropriate screws with threads which match. These thread not matches. But somehow we can adapt this piece of plastic to this head of this screw. And we must go in another way, not which how we planning before. So we want to remove a little bit of plastic, that's totally okay. So we can do something since we encountering with these differences in threads. So we need to point out this that we must to check threads before. Always, when we're doing something, a lot of pitfalls will be. So we're not going to be sadly by this. So this fault in this case, it doesn't mean a lot. We cut out a little bit of plastic, but if we're not removing this little bit layer of plastic, this our parts not going to be fixed good. So we just can't connect them. So it can working good, not less long, but for the time being. So now you see if you can set your aversion to crappy Chinese plastic aside, you can do this holder and make them working again. And yes, we need a little bit of garlic to fix this to the windscreen. So this fixed to the windshield by this rubber sucker cap, and we can coat it with garlic. Garlic juice will be like glue. Now I'm so glad that you're watching to the end. Till next time.